Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm just glad you're here. I want to take a quick shout out and thank you to all the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to say thank you to anyone who takes the time to come in and check out my knife, my EDC content. Thank you. If you're so inclined and you have the time, if you'll hit that subscribe button down there and that bell notification icon, it really does help me out. Got a question for you guys. I have thrown this mat that I usually keep under another mat on a table up here to see if it makes the knives show up better on top of my Jason Brown mat. So give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if this helps. This is insignificant if it matters or whatnot. Today, what I was going to do is I was going to talk about the fixed blades that have been either very recently in my pocket or have been in my pocket the most. So I call them my back right pocket knives. That's the way I carry 90% of my fixed blades. If I don't carry them appendix, I carry them in my back right pocket and either use an ulti clip or a sheath pocket dropper or a deep concealment carry clip. But one that always finds itself with me, which is a fantastic size, fantastic shape, and a fantastic knife all the way around, is this Axial Knives Alpine Wharncliffe. This knife is also available in a drop point. It's also available in a Tanto. It is very, very cool. I have a Tanto actually coming in to check out, a DLC coated one. After Tag was on the show the other night, I'd asked to see one of those. But these are Magna Cut. I think they're also available as a crew wear option, but a super, super slicey EDC knife that has a fantastic carry profile, whether you want to carry this as a primary carry, as a replacement for your folder, or if you want to carry it as an enhancement to your folder. That's typically how I carry it, because like I say, I carry it in my back pocket. I do not know if they sell scale packs for this, but this knife does have several different scale options. I know you can get it in a micarta full scale, which is what I would probably prefer. But then you can also get it in these titanium scales that have these different material inserts that look really nice. Super, super nice knife. This knife starts out in stonewashed and G10, made in the USA, Magna Cut, for $189. It's a great value. It's a great knife. Definitely one of my favorites. I find myself carrying it all the time. And I'll try to link all these that are available in the description. But this is the Axial Knives Alpine. Moving on, we come to a newer knife that I have really been enjoying. And it's kind of opened my eyes to the potential for hawkbills or gentle hawkbills. This is the New River Knife Works and David Mary Customs collaboration. It is called the Riverhawk. The Riverhawk is an EDC knife that's set up for really all types of cutting. It has got an absolutely slicey, slicey, slicey hawkbill blade with a very rippy, talony tip, hence maybe the Riverhawk, but fantastic design. It really does cut a lot of things very well, whether you're opening packages, whether you're using it to cut rope, whether you're using it to cut twine, whether you have to get behind a strap to pop it out, whether you're cutting a cat collar off a card and you really need to get that tip in there for that reverse cut. It just really works well. And you've got two distinct jimping areas on this AEBL. You've got this jimp here for your thumb, and then you've got this finger jimping for if you're doing more detail cuts. This little knife has been a joy. It's a little bit longer than I would typically carry as a fixed blade EDC knife. However, it's so light, right a little bit 7 inches. It only weighs about 1.75 ounces. This material is called Sure Touch, I believe, which is similar to a micarta, but it's lighter. And I also like the way that David sets up his deep carry clips. This is a deep concealment carry clip, but he sets them up to where they ride in the pocket and give you a little bit deeper carry. So in the back pocket, this knife carries very well. This is the New River Knife Works and David Mary Customs collaboration for the Riverhawk. Fantastic little hawkbill knife, a gentle hawkbill, not really aggressive, but very, very flexible, very functional. Moving on, we come to one of my favorite Wharncliffs that ever since I put it in this Oak City leather sheath, I've been carrying it a ton more. This one will, all truths, goes in my right pocket sometimes. I'll carry this as a primary carry. It does have an embedded deep concealment carry clip, but this is my Colin McGuire Mag 10 Knife Works, Mag 10 USA, EDW. An absolutely gorgeous knife. This is probably one of the most beautiful knives and a knife that I went to Nashville to the Blade Show specifically to pick up from Colin. Carbon fiber handle, beautiful 80s carbon fiber that really lights up under a black light. Super, super nice jimping, thin AEBL blade stock, just beautiful hand satin, all made right here in the States, in the beautiful state of Maine. You've got Colin McGuire's signature there, but it's Mag 10 USA, Mag 10 Knife Works. I will leave his Instagram on the description, and if I can remember, I'll leave Oak City Leather. I follow them on Instagram. They do cool stuff like Joe, just really cool leather stuff. So moving on, we come to another knife that, believe it or not, was made by David Mary Customs, same person who made this knife, a Canadian knife maker. But he made this for a young man named Andrew Kidd, who owns Lucky Dog Knife Company. Lucky Dog Knife Company is a little company Andrew started making a couple of designs starting out with that he really liked, that he had turned in to little custom knives, and he wanted to do a partnership with, he's in the U.S., he wanted to do a partnership with a custom maker to do a small batch, small runs of these little knives. So he was able to do 9 of the RanchDog, which I have here, and 9 of the GuardDog, which is another blade shape that we'll look at shortly. So he had these small batch produced by David. So it's kind of a collaboration between David Mary Customs and Andrew Kidd at Lucky Dog Designs. But guys, this is a fantastically designed little knife, in my opinion. It's short. It's got really aggressive jimping, either up here by this spay tip or here where my thumb is. Very sharp to where it grabs your hand. This one happens to be Wingay and Bacardi wood, I believe, with the brass pin. It's 3V. The knives he had made are 3V knives. Very, very slicey. All of these cut very well and would be both suited as a EDC knife or as a little bit harder use knife. I've run this knife through a lot of different crap and it's held up really well. Right under 6 inches, so this guy's going to come in, we'll call it right under 6 inches. But a small little EDC knife that's going to be smaller than your Benchmade bug out, but for opening Amazon packages, opening the things that I need to open on the daily, this little knife does great, has fantastic retention, a little bit of rattle, but it's not moving, it's not coming out. It's actually really tightly jumped in there. But I love this little knife. It's an absolute banger. I've got to get some tape smuts off of there, because it has been cutting. That's what they do. I brought a bunch of crap on there. Hold on, guys. I know that's annoying.
That's what we call no cut, no edit. Just go for it. Sorry guys, I apologize. Somehow I dumped a bunch of shit out. But let's look at the next little knife that I have been carrying, and it is the TKell Agent 002. Tim and Suzanne were nice enough to send this knife out to me because they thought, since it's thin and it's a little bit smaller, bigger than the Piranha, which was my favorite up until this knife came, but they thought I would really find it useful and enjoyable, and they were 100% right. I love this knife. This is a USA made AEBL deep Wharncliffe flat grind with a very thick blade stock. I mean, it's really a bruiser of a knife that has all the sliciness that you would want for an EDC knife, but it's also got the reinforcement and the strength in the blade stock and the geometry to where you could absolutely jam this through a car door, through any soft tissue. It would definitely be a Slurpee saver if you needed it to be. It's a small little knife, but still comes in right over 7 inches, say 7 1/8 inch. But you've got this wonderful grip. It's very slim and narrow. You've got these great 3 jumps that just put you in a thrusty position. And I love the TKell Agent 002. They have this and a couple of different agents with different blade shapes if you're not a Wharncliffe guy or gal. So keep that in mind. But this is the TKell Agent 002. Moving on. Guys, I love this knife. And this knife you can get, believe it or not, of all places at Amazon. I've got my Boker AK1 reverse Tanto. This is an AEBL that was over $300 knife. This is the Boker AK1 American Tanto. It's still a Soligen Germany made knife. It doesn't have like the reversible lanyard loop. It doesn't have carbon fiber. It has G10. It doesn't have the AEBL. It has N690. But guys, that's fine for me because this knife you can pick up for $169. It's an American Tanto. Cuts extremely well. Carries like a dream. This little knife, which is a collaboration between Daily Carry and Boker, is available in a drop point, the reverse Tanto, and then this American Tanto, which I think is just great. N690, super light knife, small little package. Give you a quick idea. 6 3/4 inches and just a little banger. I mean, you've got a defensive point there, and you've got a EDC knife that's pretty much going to be ready for just about anything you need it to be. And that is the Boker AK1 American Tanto. Moving on, we come to another one of my favorites. This is the Big Idea Design Company. Look at, they are located right up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, about 45 miles north of me. This little knife was OEM'd by Bestech. They also make these in the States. They have a USA version that's getting ready to drop. It comes in right around $300 in Magna Cut. This one came in, I want to say, around $239 in M390. It's a little bit smaller, which I really like. The size of it's perfect for me. It's right at 6 inches. And it's got a nice clip point blade. This is a splinter digger. Super slicey, little thin profile blade that for all my EDC uses, it comes in on top. Titanium handles, also available on my Carta handles and other types of materials. But what they did that I think was totally ingenious, Big Idea Design Company does a lot of things with titanium design, fabrication, and they did and shipped this with a right-handed and a left-handed sheath. And it comes with this clip that with T10, you can change it out between the right and the left-handed sheath. But what it results in is a sheath that absolutely locks the knife in. You've got a great titanium clip. So for my back pocket,
when I drop it in, I've got that much sticking out. Really done well. And by it being in the middle, it does not get in the way of your push-off point. Just a fantastically designed clip, fantastically designed knife. And I'm a huge fan in the Big Idea Design Company. Look out here. Be on the lookout, no pun intended. The American USA made are going to be dropping real soon. Moving on, we come to another Best Tech OEM knife that I really like. I picked this up at Blade Binge a couple of years ago, year and a half ago. This is the Griffin Company Scout 2.5. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first Scout that was put out in the long line of Scouts. Very slicey, tall, flat ground blade, crafted out of M390. I think it's M390. Yeah, M390. Maybe S35, but I think it's M390. Let's see what it says right there. Nope, I was wrong. It's S35VN, and it is a banger. This one came with carbon fiber scales. I do have some micarta scales for it that I picked up. However, the retention, for some reason, is so much better with the carbon fiber scales. I just like it better. So this is the Scout 2.5. Stasa really turned me on to this watching his review because he loved it. And I watched him do a lot of cut tests with it, which is something I don't do. But it's always good to see how something performs when somebody's going to run it through the ringer, right? So this guy's got a lanyard hole, very thin, very solid. Again, OEM by Best Tech, the Griffin Co Scout 2.5. I love this little knife. So moving on, we're getting down to our last two that I've been carrying lately. And guys, I cannot stress enough how much I love the Denney Apprentice. So much so I have two of them. I have a Gen 1 and this Gen 2. The Gen 1 is in Magna Cut and acid etched or acid washed. This one's in crew wear, and it's just a belt satin, hand satin. And it is probably the sliciest, or one of the sliciest knives in my collection. Super thin blade grind, super pokey tip. I'm talking splinter digger extreme. Very low profile pocket dropper. This is another one that I have a Oak City leather slip for, and this one's got an ulti clip as opposed to the deep concealment clip, so I can either drop this in my back pocket or I can put it in my right front pocket. I carry it in my back pocket. I sit on it all day. It doesn't bend. It sits higher than at my actual butt cheek, so I don't find myself sitting on the knife. But it's very comfortable in my back pocket. I also have carried it in my right pocket on weekends when I just need a small knife. But these little knives, guys, are made in the USA. You can get them at different drops with different materials. The difference in the Gen 2 and the Gen 1 was he moved the plunge grind back about twice as far, or you had plenty of plunge grind before, but he moved it back even further. And he made these scales available to be swapped out. He put them on with torque screws as opposed to pinning them. But that is the Denney Apprentice, which finally brings us to the knife that I've been carrying the least because it just came in earlier today, and I've been carrying it all day long. This is another one of Andrew's and David Mary's Lucky Dog knives, and it is the Lucky Dog knives GuardDog. Not the RanchDog, but the GuardDog. The GuardDog's also a 3V blade. If I were going to get both of these guys out, you will see that they are exactly the same size, pretty much. But you just got one that is set up with a spade blade, and then this little, what he calls sheep's hawk, which is just a great little lazy hawkbill, as he calls it, a sheep's hawk. That this one's in canvas micarta that absolutely drags through a cut like nobody's business. You've got this little finger holder there, if you will, or what I consider a finger holder. It may be just a stylistic element, but I look at it as an extra place to run your finger. But these little guys are beautiful. This one's been in my pocket all day today. I've cut a little bit of paper with it. Not a lot, because it's not my knife. I'm actually sending this one back to David after I check it out. Or back to Andrew, excuse me. David made it for Andrew. It's Andrew's design. But this is the Lucky Dog Knives GuardDog in CPM 3V. Fantastic little knives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these guys out for you to check out. And I'll go back maybe and watch the video. I rarely watch my videos. I don't know if that tabletop is going to be the jam or not, or if I just need to go back to what I was doing, which I'm kind of thinking I do. I'm thinking it almost washes it out a little much. So maybe I will just go back and use my Jason Grant B-Up, which is actually under this mat. But y'all let me know if the gray makes all the difference in the world. If you're like, oh my God, your videos have absolutely gone unbelievably better, let me know. I doubt that's going to be the case. I'm not expecting it to be the case. Not going to be disappointed when it's not the case. I'll just go back to using what we were using before. I just thought I'd change it up, right? See what was going to work. See if it was different. Give you guys a different look. Because again, the only reason I make videos, guys, is because I like hanging out with y'all. I like having your support. I like the fact that y'all come hang out on my live streams. And I like the fact that you're here, right? So guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. These are just what I've been carrying lately, and what I plan to be carrying a lot more lately. In my fixed blade rotation, they're all bangers. They're all pretty well. You can kind of see a size developing in what I like to carry. But guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button. If you're so inclined, give me a thumbs up. If it pissed you off, give me a thumbs down for sure. But please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose to bait, not hate. I love you all. Peace.